So could this finally be the day? The day that all film fans have been looking forward to for so long. Whether you're a hater or just somebody who plain loves the guy, could this be the day that Leo finally takes home that most coveted Oscar? Huh. You know, I should probably start this video. Did I leave the stove on? Deadpool reference. What is up, flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. Or welcome for the first time, I promise. You stare at me long enough, you'll get over how ugly I am. Anyway, the point of this video is to talk about all of the amazing movies that came out in 2015. Yes, I'm a little late, like 2 months late, but I figured since I already missed my opportunity, why not wait till the Oscars? The perfect week to do a recap. Plus, this is not going to be my only recap video. I will also be covering the best villains of 2015 and the best heroes of 2015. Those videos will be coming later in the week, I promise. So let's get started. My top 10 favorite movies of 2015. Guys, this list is subjective. Please do not harass me in the comments section because everyone has a different list. But I would like you guys to tell me, what are your top 5, top 10 favorite movies of last year? Because there were some awesome movies that I had to leave off this list. Mostly because I didn't really watch every movie that came out last year. Look, I'm a broke college student. I can't really afford to watch every movie that comes out every year. So here's where the harassing begins. Here's some of the movies that are not going to be on this list because my eyes have not physically witnessed them. I have yet to see Spotlight, The Big Short, Straight Outta Compton, Bridge of Spies, or Room. Now there are more, but those are kind of the ones that I figured would be on this list if I had seen them, but you know, you can't do everything.
But I'll get to them eventually.
2015 was a year full of amazing achievements, huge disappointments, and studios interfering with directors' visions, which results in the biggest pile of on-screen crap since 50 Shades of Grey. Was 50 Shades of Grey in 2015 also? Well, we're getting off to a fantastic start. Take a guess at what my 2 least favorite movies of 2015 were. That's right, 50 Shades of Crap and Fant4stick. It's okay. That's behind us now. We can move on with our lives.
I can never move on.
So first off, honorable mentions. Some of you guys are going to be like,
But I think you didn't like Avengers Age of Ultron or Jurassic World, even though they're 2 of the biggest movies of all time.
listen, voice of public opinion, I liked them. I really did. But sometimes you let nostalgia blind you and you like them more than you should. I did that the first time I watched both of those movies, but after multiple viewings, I got over it. I don't think Age of Ultron comes close to the first Avengers, and I don't think Jurassic World comes close to Jurassic Park. But that's not saying they're bad, that's just saying they're not as good as the classic movies that they have to come after. They're still fun, and Jurassic World proved that women can run in heels. Easily. Probably faster than women can run on bare feet. Another honorable mention that I have is Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. I don't know how this didn't make my top 10, but it didn't. But I flickin' loved watching that movie, and I loved watching it the second and third time. And last but not least, Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. This is a smaller movie that I recently watched, and I really, for some reason, just enjoyed it.
Number 10.
Just barely making it onto my list is the best animation of the year, and no doubt is one of Pixar's best movies in a long time. When this movie first came out, I thought this should not only get nominated for Best Animated Picture, but Best Picture because the screenwriting in this movie is incredible. And sure enough, what else did it get nominated for? Screenwriting. It's great. The voice talent was undeniably great, and I dare you to watch this movie and not get the feels. There's this one part, and I swear I was sitting there like, oh, this is my childhood. Ruined!
Number 9.
That's right, the little guy managed to crawl past the squad. Not that squad, this squad. I'm sorry, but I just found myself enjoying Ant-Man more than I did Age of Ultron. Just a little bit. Get it? Just a little, like an ant's little ants. Now, there may not be as many action set pieces as a big-budget superhero film, but I like when Marvel can keep their stories small. Not everything has to be grand scale. You learn from Ant-Man, you learn from Deadpool that if you have a small, contained story, you can still get a really good superhero movie. Also, Michael Pena, dude, you cracked me up. Please be in more stuff.
Number 8.
Move over, Spectre, you weren't even that good. But the edginess and the swag that The Kingsman brings back to the spy genre puts it this high on my list for a reason. This movie was fun. I laughed, I enjoyed myself, I just had a great time at the theater. And Taron Egerton, whatever, you, sir, are going to be a star. Also, who thought Colin Firth could be an action star? Matthew Vaughn did, and apparently he liked working with this franchise because he's coming back for Kingsman. So excited. Yeah, the final shot was a little weird, but that takes nothing away from the rest of the movie, I don't think.
Number 7.
Now, a lot of you guys are saying, granted, there's probably not that many people watching, I've never heard of this movie. Apparently, the Academy hasn't either. Should have been nominated for Best Picture. This is the definition of what a good, creepy sci-fi action thriller should be. Okay, maybe not as much action, but the thrills are certainly there. The score is great, the acting is great. We have 2 Star Wars guys in here. Plus Alicia Vikander, who honestly should have been nominated for this, but she gets another nod, and I think she'll win because she had both of these movies and they're both worth nominations, so Academy, give it to her. If you like sci-fi, go see this movie. Like, go to Redbox or go to On Demand, you know, Blockbuster. If you can find one.
Number 6.
But the best thriller of the year goes to This Unexpected Gem. Well, I shouldn't really say unexpected because the talent involved in front of and behind the camera, but you know what I mean. I didn't need to know anything going into this movie because you have Josh Brolin, Emily Blunt, and Benicio del Toro, who does an awesome job, and honestly I think should have got some recognition, and right next to Ex Machina should have been nominated for Best Picture. Did get the cinematography nod, which it absolutely deserved. And the ending to this movie?
Number 5.
Well, I just heard. Let's go find the ring.
Wow, that was terrible. I am the worst at Rocky impressions. But I was just impersonating the potential Best Supporting Actor winner. Absolutely, without a doubt, the best performance Stallone has given in a long time. I'm sorry, since Expendables 3, because we all know he was great in that. This movie will make any Rocky fan stand up and shout, and Michael B. Jordan, thank God you redeemed yourself for that crap fest. He is so talented, and so is Ryan Coogler. Dude, you knocked this movie out of the park. He pitched it to Stallone, Stallone said no, came back around, thank goodness they did this movie. This is why Marvel chose him for Black Panther, so that's gotta say something.
Number 4.
You know, I thought about it for a few days after watching this movie, and I finally decided that this is the best looking film I've ever seen in a theater, which provided for a pretty amazing experience, and I was floored from beginning to end. The scenery, the use of natural lighting, and the performances alone should stand apart from everything that's came prior and after. Chalk Leo and maybe Tom Hardy up for a couple Oscars, if Stallone doesn't take it from Tom. And you've got yourself one pretty iconic piece of cinema. Hey, Academy, don't screw this one up.
Number 3.
I can't believe I'm putting this movie so low. I mean, this isn't low. It could be considered one of the best post-apocalyptic movies of all time. In terms of quality, it's right up there with The Road Trip. I hate that movie. You should have seen your face, though. It was like, oh, you like The Road Trip? When the trailers say from Mastermind George Miller, they're not lying. He's an amazing filmmaker, and he knows how to do action. There's just not very many words you can put to this movie. You kind of have to watch it for yourself, but I will say, Furiosa is one of my favorite female characters of the year, right next to, somebody I will talk about later.
Number 2.
So this is the movie that I most recently watched. I actually watched it yesterday for the second time. I knew that this was my second favorite film of the year. And watching it again just kind of justifies that for me. I mean, Castaway meets Apollo 13. Everybody said it, but that's exactly what it is. In a world where NASA is super popular, Mark Watney gets lost in space. It's just a feel-good movie where you sit there and you root for the main character, and man, did I want Jason Bourne to come home. I mean Matt Damon, oops. Just the sheer scope of this movie is ridiculously incredible, and Matt Damon's performance was top-notch. Deserved that Oscar nod. I don't care what anybody says, but if you do say he didn't deserve it, I'm not going to argue, because all film is subjective and some people just want to argue. I want to go back and relive this movie again and again and again. It's just so rewatchable for me. And Matt Damon, quit getting lost. Okay?
Number 1.
Na 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 man.
Oops, did my shirt give it away? Sorry. Guys, what can I say? Listen, this movie is flawed. This movie is similar to the old Star Wars movies. I get it. I've heard all of the pointless fan backlash, but listen, it's the most fun I had in a movie theater. Sue me. I'm not gonna put it number 2 or 3 on my list because everybody else says it sucks, even though that's not true. Go look at Rotten Tomatoes. First time I watched The Force Awakens was the most nostalgic and incredible theater experience I've had since the first Avengers. But like I said, nostalgia can blind you. Just ask those poor people who saw The Phantom Menace.
Those poor souls.
But I've since watched it twice. I've paid attention to the directing, the acting, the cinematography, the plot. It's not the most well made, but it hit every single note that I wanted it to hit. And it's a very rare experience that you have so many expectations for a movie and it ends up capitalizing and exceeding all of those expectations. I love those characters, and I've talked about this movie more than I've talked about any other movie that came out last year. Emotion, character development, and heart. Guys, that is what I wanted from this movie. That is exactly what I got. And Star Wars The Force Awakens is my favorite movie from last year. And Rey, right along with Furiosa, is an incredibly strong female character. Now we wait for episode 8. 2 years to go. Yay! So thanks a lot for sticking around, Flick fans. Hey, if you like this video, you can subscribe for more. If you like videos that are a lot shorter, you can follow me on Vine and get me to 140,000 followers. Hopefully I can stick around and talk about the stuff that I love to you guys for a long, long time. Be sure to comment below and like this video if you want to. You don't have to. Any thoughts, concerns, rude remarks, you know where to put them. So I flickin' love you guys, and thanks for sticking around.